Hey guys, welcome back to Ballet Centre Basics. So today I'm going to be talking about the port de bras. So port de bras means carriage of the arms, and obviously in ballet we think a lot about the legs, but we really also need to focus on the arms. I for one definitely need to focus more on my arms. So I thought I'd make a dedicated video all about the arms in ballet. So before we start with arm positions and things, I really want to just talk a little bit about posture, because obviously that's really important for not only the legs but also the arms. So if you haven't seen my ballet bar basics video about the arms, then definitely go and check that out, because I do go into a bit more detail about the arm positioning. So again, we're going to think first of all about our shoulders. So we really want to be bringing the shoulders down, and then as I explained in the ballet bar basics video, what I think about is widening, broadening my shoulders, lowering and broadening, rather than thinking about squeezing my shoulder blades together. I know some people like that and it works for them, but I find that if I think about squeezing my shoulder blades together, what happens is that my ribs pop out. So instead of thinking about that, I like to think about broadening my shoulders and lowering them, because that's what really works for me. And you can probably see at the back, instead of this, what I get is this. So it's a very, very different sensation in the back. And the other thing to bear in mind is that our arms always start from the back. You've probably heard your teacher saying this a million times, and I know it's so much easier said than done, but it really does make all the difference. When you see, you know, professional ballerinas and it just looks so effortless and so beautiful, that's because it's all starting from their back. So if you think about it, like, your arm is just an extension from here. So your shoulder blades are really the start of your arms. Like, some people say it's like wings. So if you think about a bird, its wings start right in the middle of its back, and that's how it has all that strength and that magnitude. So it's the same for us. If you want to think about it like that, then you can. So those are just some basic posture things. The other thing that we need to remember is that obviously in classical ballet, the arms are never going to come behind us. Obviously choreographically, sometimes we're going to need to bring our arms behind us. For example, in Swan Lake, the arms come behind, but in pure classical ballet technique, the arms never go behind us. So in second position we're here, in fifth position we're here, we're not here, and obviously bra bar first and everything else. Another quick recap, which I go into more detail about in the other video, is just to remember about the raindrop rolling down our arms in second position. So again, we don't want anything like this, or we don't want this. We want a lovely smooth line from shoulder to our fingers. Something that I didn't actually talk about in the other video is our hands. So basically each dancer is going to have to kind of try and find their natural kind of hand line. So the idea in ballet is that this middle finger will be down slightly, and depending on the technique, you might have more curved hands, you might have more relaxed straight hands, but in general, unless it's Balanchine, the thumb will be certainly closing from here, but it will be relaxed. So I don't want my thumb to be either like this or like this. I want this part of my thumb to be closing with my hand, but the rest of the thumb to be relaxed. As I said before, this middle finger will be slightly towards the thumb, and the other fingers will be relaxed. And some people have slightly more spread fingers, some people have slightly more like linear fingers. So you just need to find what works for you, and again, speak to your teacher about what style of ballet you're doing, because that will also affect the arms. So now let's move on to the 5 basic arm positions. So of course we have bra bar, which is usually a preparatory position. We don't count this as one of the 5 positions, but we'll start here. Again, elbows forward, shoulders down, wrists engaged, fingers soft. So we have our first position. Now this will depend again a little bit on the school. The way that I was taught is that it's in front of your belly button, Some schools have it slightly higher, some schools have it slightly lower, some schools have it slightly more extended, some schools have it slightly closer. So again, please ask your teacher about this because it will depend on the style of ballet that you're learning. But in general, the way that I do it is some kind of thing in the middle. So this is my first position, and again, my elbows are lifted, my shoulders are back and down, and my wrists are engaged. So I don't want any of this floppy wrist things going on. So everything is engaged apart from my fingers, which are relaxed. From first position, we can move to second position. Again, not dropping the elbows, trying to keep everything symmetrical. And this is the one that if you're doing it right, you will definitely feel it here and in your back. So from second, we can move into third, either one side or the other side. So basically all that is one arm is in first position and one arm is in second. Remember in third not to cross it too far across your body or leave it too open. It really does need to be where your first position was. And then we have our fourth position. Usually fourth position is here. There is also a closed fourth position, but you will know which one it is because your teacher will mark the exercise and say whether it's an open fourth or a closed fourth. So obviously in fourth you're seeing that one of my arms is already coming up into fifth position, and then we have fifth position. So let's just talk a little bit about fifth position. In fifth position it's really easy for the shoulders to come up, so we really need to be thinking about that. We also need to think about how close our hands are. Now again, it will depend on the school. This is more or less my fifth position. Some schools like it slightly wider, some schools like it slightly more rounded, some schools like it slightly more elongated. So just speak to your teacher and find out which one you need to be doing. Mine is somewhere in the middle, like this is my fifth position. In this fifth position, my elbows are actually pulling back, so don't let this happen. Your elbows need to be pulling back at the same time as your shoulders are going down. So for me, I more or less have the arm positions down now, but what I struggle with and what I think a lot of us can find more challenging is actually moving from one position to the other. So for example, from BRAS to second, what I'm not going to do is this. Either my second is going to be coming this way or it's going to be coming this way. So in ballet, classical ballet technique, there's no kind of in between. There's correct and there's incorrect. It's really important to think about the carriage of your arms. I mean, that is what port de bras means. So how am I getting from point A to point B? How am I getting from point B to point C? Really try and make an effort. And if you're not sure about something, because sometimes your teacher might just say, oh, we come to second, and maybe you missed. Did they come this way? Did they come through first? Maybe you're in second and then your teacher says, and arms to fifth. And you didn't see if it went BRAS first, fifth, if it went first, fifth, or if it just went from here straight to fifth. So those things are so important, and it's going to make the difference between like looking clean and beautiful technique and looking kind of smudgy. I don't know if that makes sense, but just having the clarity of all the positions, or like exactly how you get to those positions, is really what makes ballet like just such a beautiful art form. It's the preciseness, it's the exactness. So something else that we can think about are our extended lines. So as I said in the Ballet Bar Basics arm video, the allongé is just a lengthening, and so from second it's just a lengthening. Allongé means to elongate. Allongé does not mean to lift. So I know we see a lot of this and things like that, and it's stylistic, and of course it's fine, and if that's in the choreography then great, but pure classical ballet technique means just to elongate. And so it's the same if I'm in third, for example, and I'm coming to an arabesque line, I'm just elongating. Now, if I also have épaulement, that's another thing, and it comes from here. Where it doesn't come from is the shoulder. I hope that makes sense. It's very different to see this than to see this. I really hope you can see the difference, but again, it's coming from the back, it's going to come from here, and that's what's going to make the difference. So it looks like the arms are different heights, but it's actually a different position of the torso rather than of the arms. When we're doing a brise, for example, it's not this, that's not a brise position. The only thing that changes is my body. if I come back up, I'm still in a normal third position. So that's something that really helped me, and it's something they were very strict about at the conservatoire, and it just makes all the lines so much more beautiful when you understand the difference between how you get from A to B, and also the difference between moving your arm and actually using your épaulement. So definitely think about that, and just check yourself when you're doing, for example, brises and things like that, and make sure that it's coming from here and that it's not just that you've moved your arms like this. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I really hope it's been helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. And as always, if you have any video requests, just let me know. Remember to check out my new channel, Beginner Ballet Variations, if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!